Hello and welcome to Judy's Creations in Crochet. And thanks for joining me in my celebration of the 12 days of Christmas while I open my Advent calendar yarn. And today is day 5 in the 12 days of Christmas. And it is December the 10th, 2023. Got these two sets of numbers going, and sometimes it's a little hard to keep track of exactly what number I'm supposed to be saying. So hopefully I don't make any mistakes, but if I do, you'll understand, I'm sure. So I'm glad you're enjoying, from the sounds of it, you're all enjoying this trip through the 12 days of Christmas with the 4 different Advent calendars that I have. And just before we get started, I have a few things to tell you, something that I'm very excited about. But first of all, I had mentioned that I didn't know exactly what I would do on December the 14th. We'll talk about that on the 14th. But the 14th is a Thursday, and I usually do a regular broadcast on that day. I guess that's what you would call it. And I have decided that I am going to do a regular video on that Thursday, December the 14th, because, well, first of all, we haven't had a catch up of any kind. We've just been looking at Advent calendars, and I do have a few finished objects, and I have a yarn acquisition, and just a few things. So I thought we would at least spend a little bit of time talking on the 14th, a regular video day. The other thing I want to tell you, and I am quite excited about this, so you want to get out your calendars and mark this date on the calendar. I am going to be joining Gina. How many of you have followed? I'm sure the knitters out there know Gina from the Knitting Turnpike. Now, I have followed Gina for a few years, I think. And then, of course, she took a break this summer, and she's now back taping again. And she is going to be doing a live show during the Advent time, and she was looking for someone to join her. And I'm excited to tell you that I'm going to join Gina on her podcast or video show, whatever you call them, on December the 18th. Now, the 18th is a normal day for me to do my Advent, and I will do my short Advent show like normal in the morning, because that'll be day 9 of the 12 days of Christmas. But I will be joining Gina at 2 o'clock my time. That's Eastern Standard Time. And 1 o'clock her time, because she's in Texas and that's Central Time Zone. So we're going to do together a live show. And I've always wanted to try a live show. She's looking after the mechanics of it, because I still don't understand all of that. But I'm hoping that my viewers will join in on the live show. I know not all of you can, because you have other commitments and some of you work and so on. But for those of you that are able to, I would love for you to come over and support me on that live show. And I know a number of you, I already know a few of you that all follow Gina. And by the way, we want to make sure we could get all of North America in that time. And 2 o'clock my time means it's 7 o'clock in the UK and 8 o'clock a little farther east. So I'm thinking that most of my followers would be able to tune in. We will never find a time that works for my followers that are in Australia, and apparently Gina has one or two in New Zealand. And, you know, the time difference is just too much to be able to accommodate that. But when the live chat is over, she will put it uploaded to be a regular video that you can go and see at any time. We are working on making it live on my channel as well, but I suspect it's not going to work, and that's my fault because I don't know technically what to do to make it happen on my end, and I was given instructions, but I think I messed up. So if you are subscribed to my channel, you will get notification. And if you get notification at 2 o'clock Eastern and whatever time it is your time, great. But if you don't, please head over to Gina, and it's called The Knitting Turnpike. And I think she's put out some kind of notification, and if I'm able to put that notification on my channel before then, I definitely will. I will definitely, starting today, put a link to Gina's channel in my description box. So be sure to check that out. So that's the exciting news I have for you today. And again, a reminder, there are links to bundles of patterns. I checked it out, and I have something like 103 crochet patterns that use minis or leftovers, whatever. And there are actually 44 knitted patterns. So you might want to check out those two bundles. All right, so let's get started. I'm finding it very exciting opening these yarns because I see them as you see them. And I'm going to remind you what's special about each of these as we go. The first one we will be opening is from Polka Dot Creek. And Polka Dot Creek has is in Alberta, and they have put together an advent calendar that is yarn from 24 Canadian dyers. So it's a way for me to discover dyers all across Canada. So here's what we have next. Now that's an interesting color combination. I have to say I like it. Now the dyer today is Smiling Sheep. Smiling Sheep. Colorful little logo. And again, I'm sure it's 75-25. Yes, 75-25. And this yarn, I haven't always said the color name because I've never been sure, but this one's called Aunt Bethany's Hat. So Aunt Bethany must be a character. I have yet to. I went to watch the movie the other day, and it was 2 hours of a whole lot of promo stuff, so I didn't get to watch it. Anyway, there's day, what day? 7. No, day 9, Smiling Sheep. It's too bad they don't have numbers on these. And next we have day 10. I can't read all of that. Day 10. Pretty wrapping. And, ooh, nice and bright. Oh, I think I really like this one. Different. Very Americana at that end, but we get some Christmassy here. And day 10 is from Ba Realis. And, sorry, Yes, day 10. Day 10 is from Borealis, and as you know, I'm opening an entire Advent from them, and I am familiar with Borealis. I have ordered from them before, and this has 74 yards, so it's a little bit smaller, and it has the picture, and it says on here, a grand total of 25,000 imported Italian twinkle lights. If that's the name of it, that's quite the name of a yarn. So let's add this to the board and then have another updated look at it. So here we go. Getting a change now. This is still my favorite one. I just love that color. Looking good, very bright, very colorful. So that's from Polka Dot Creek, and Polka Dot Creek has united these 24 dyers across Canada, although it's been pointed out to me, and I was sort of aware that so far the dyers have pretty much been from Alberta area. All right. Then we move on to Borealis. And what's special for me from Borealis is that it is all sparkle. And I could not resist one that was all sparkle. So here we have day 9. Good tape. And Borealis is, I believe, in Alberta as well. Oh, now that is a lovely color, especially when you put sparkles in it. It's to me, it takes a plain color and makes it so much more. And that sparkle is it must reflect the yarn color because it looks like the yarn. So I have my yarn board sitting here in front of me, and we will add this. I'm hoping I can get all these yarns on one board in each case. And then we have number 10. And once again, we've gone to a neutral. I don't know, something about, and the sparkles seem to reflect the color again. This one is a little, it's taupey, but it has a bit of a peachy or pink tinge to it. So it's not completely neutral. So here we go. Here is there's the 10 of them. They're just really lovely. Something about them. I won't probably use them in one project. I'll split it up into various projects, or I'll take individuals and use them in other projects. But to me, so far, it's all beautiful. I'm really, really enjoying this sparkle. But then, why wouldn't I, right? I love sparkle. All right. So moving on, the next one is from Aberdeen Wool, and that is the yarn called Tangled Poets. And Aberdeen yarn is in Lindsay, Ontario, so not far from me. And this was specifically a crochet advent. I got a crochet hook and some crochet patterns, which I haven't looked at too carefully. And there is the next one. I knew from that last beige one that we might be going into that kind of color. Now, what's different about this kit is that these are 30-gram hanks. So there's quite a bit of yarn in this particular. Most of them are 20 grams, and I'm getting an extra 10 grams times 240. That's an extra 40. There's 240 grams. So that's like almost 2.5 extra skeins of yarn. That's a lot. So let's get this one on the board. If I seem to get distracted, it's because messages keep coming in on my iPad. Oh, that one is pretty. I think it's my, well, I really love the navy, but next to it, I love that one. That is pretty. And then number 10, day 10, I can see peeking out here a darker tone of that. So this is going to be gorgeous as well. I have to be careful because they're so tight. I do not want to unravel the hank. And isn't that pretty? Sort of reminiscent of our Yarn Unique set. And get a pin and put this up there. Wow. So bring this in so you can see it. Look at those last two colors and how they come from the little bit of color that it was introduced here. Now the set. Yep, really looking good. I have limited space. One day maybe I'll show you my sewing room so you know what I'm dealing with here. All right, so now we're moving on to the last one for the day, and that is Yarn Unique. Now, there's two things, 9 and 10. I turned this around and I shouldn't have. 9 and 10. Two things unique about Yarn Unique. The first is this is the only one that is not Canadian. It is from the UK. And second of all, the yarn has yak in it. So it is a little bit softer than the others. This also is definitely meant to be a fade or a gradient. And as you know, we were working from brown into reds, and we are still in the reds with some beige taupe in it. Number 9, yak sock. And number 10. Number 10. And here we go. Number 10. Okay. This is a little richer in the red. And leaving the beige behind, a little bit of an orangey flavor to it. So gradually changing tones. There's a little bit of a berry look up there. So that is day 10 of Yarn Unique. And here we have the board. I have something in the way here that I can't. There we go. Can you see it? There. Isn't that a lovely fade going across? Right, so that's Yarn Unique, the yak yarn. And that brings us to the end of day 5, the yarn for day 5. So now we have to ask ourselves, what did my true love bring to me on day 5? Well, we all know this one very, very well. He brought 5 golden rings. We should all sing this together, but I'm sitting here all by myself, so I don't think I'm going to start singing. Now, what's the word we're going to use? Well, I've purposely been switching out the words because some people think they can be clever and put the word in without watching the video, but that doesn't happen all the time. So I thought I'd be a bit sneaky. And today we're going with the word golden. Golden. Golden is the key word. Now, I want to say something more about this because, let me take a drink if you don't mind. Thank you. My throat got very dry. I know some people aren't participating because they worry about the cost of receiving prizes. And I fully understand that. But what I want to tell you is there are 2 different groups of prizes. After day 11, the 11th day of Christmas, from the 12 days of Christmas, after day 11, I'm going to be pulling probably 5 names. I might even pull more than that depending on my mood, but definitely I will pull 5 names from the first 11 videos, and those people will get a free pattern. All you need to be able to do is tell me your email or your Ravelry name. So the easiest thing to do is open a Ravelry account, even if you don't do much there. It's great for searching out patterns. But if you have a Ravelry account, then I can send you a pattern from Ravelry. And when the time comes, I'll tell you the restrictions. But 5 people, or maybe more, are going to receive a free pattern, and it is digitally sent to you. There's nothing to worry about in shipping and VAT and taxes and all of that. So I hope you will all participate, and we'll see who gets a pattern. On the 12th day of Christmas, which will be the 24th, I don't know how many will be watching that day, there will be a different special prize. Haven't determined what it will be yet, but it will be something physical. But for the first part, it's patterns, so everybody can participate, and I hope you will. Wow, that's been a longer video today than usual, so we'll wrap it up here and say I hope to see you back on day 6 of my 12 days of Christmas, and until then, happy hooking.